Hello everybody, Janet Urban here, founder of Friends in Film. Welcome to our podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to give you insights that you will not learn anywhere, not in film school, not online, not from anybody. Even people on film sets will not know what I'm teaching you because we have studied how to go very fast into the film industry and create a career out of it. And that is what this podcast is about, and that is what the A-List program is about, which is our main flagship program that all these people all over the world are doing to work in the film industry. So enjoy today's podcast, and thank you so much for listening. Today we're going to talk about the number one thing that's going to make you super successful in your career. The reason why you are not where you want to be in your career is because you have not learned how to build your career in a connection-based business. This business is all connections. That's what your whole career is. It's all connections. It's not your talent. It's not your ideas. It's not your script. It's not your short. It's not having the resume. All of that stuff you already have. Most of us that follow me, you've shot the shorts. You've worked as a photographer. You're working as a videographer. You're shooting weddings. You're doing your own films and putting them to film festivals. You're shooting even your whole feature-length feature film. You're applying for jobs on Staff Me Up. You're sending your resume around to production companies. You're working your tail off, trying to get into the business. But all of those things are missing one thing. That one thing that you're missing is the knowledge of how to build your career in a connection-based business. Let's look at what this really is. What gets you connected through connections is people meeting you, stumbling into you, being referred to you, and thinking that you'd be great to work in a particular job, that you're ready for the job, that they've heard of you already, and are you available next week to do this job? So it's not like my amazing talent gets me discovered by a big executive producer over at Warner Brothers. That's delusional thinking. That's lame thinking. That's thinking that just how your brain wants to piece it together and wants it to happen. But how long have you been thinking like this and wanting it to happen that way? How long? Probably 10 years, at least. And is it happening? Are you even close to have that happening? Does any executive producer at Warner Brothers, are they calling you to ask you to direct $1 million feature film? Which is $1 million is nothing. It's a tiny low-budget film. But is that even happening? How many people do you know at Warner Brothers that know your name, or at Netflix, or Amazon? Are there any? Yet you have been doing everything that you can think of to get into this business. Yet how many people know your name? How many calls are you getting every week checking your availability for a film shoot? See, what's missing is that you're spending your time doing all this busy work that has nothing to do with building your career in a connection-based business. All this busy work is making it feel really hard to get into the business. You're actually creating your own self-doubt, your own disbelief that you can do this because you're spending all this time working your tail off and you're not getting any offers to work in the film industry, yet you studied it and it's all that you want to do with your life. You will never work in the film industry if you don't know how to make connections. You must have connections to get in the door. You must have connections to continue to work on film sets, to get asked back. You have to have connections to keep that career going. It's not one person that hires you, it's a lot of people that are hiring you. All this time that you've been trying to get in the business, you may have never even considered that there's a bunch of people that you need to meet that need to have you and put you in their phones and call you for work. Those are all connections. You need to create that experience. You need to make that happen. Not just one person to get you in. That's already creating the situation where you're not working in the business because you're not thinking about it right. If you're looking for one person to get you in, then you're looking for them to do all the work, to take a chance on you, to see your talent, to see your ideas, to think that there's something that's great about you that they should let you in because of your talent. No, this is never going to get you in because they're not thinking about you. Nobody is thinking about you that are professionals. They're thinking about themselves and their career. So you're hoping that they put 2 to 2 together and think that you're a good shot, that you're a good bet to bring into the business. that you've shot this project, that you know the cameras, that you're a great actor, that you've invested in all this training, and you want them to connect the dots for them to bring you into the business. And this way of thinking is keeping you outside the business. It's taking the responsibility for creating it and hoping that somehow, some way, somebody else out there is going to do it for us. Guys, what you need to learn is exactly what I teach, how to build a career where you have all these people that work on film shoots calling you for jobs. You're not going to start with the highest job of directing or DPing a Netflix feature film. You're not going to start with acting and getting a leading role in a Netflix feature film. That's the goal, but that's not where you're going to start. Where you're going to start is just getting on those Netflix sets and working on them and meeting all the people and getting more work and more work and more work, more exposure on these film sets, more people that you're working with, having your connections expand, then creating ideas that other professionals have and acting in their films and being second camera on their films and working on professional projects that professionals are doing in the business as they work on the Netflix feature film. See, we're not even used to thinking about it like that. We're just trying to get somewhere. And how I teach you how to get somewhere is to get in the door so that you can get paid jobs, not work in the 9 to 5 anymore, but get paid jobs and learn through observation and learn by doing on these film sets. And get connected with people that you will then create your artistic career with. Other people that are maybe 2 to 3 years ahead of you, not the big director and the big producer, but other people that are part of this crew that are the ones that you want to connect with because they're go-getters. You met them on a film set. They're the good ones. They're the ones that are going someplace. They are the future directors and producers. And you want to collaborate with them and have them be your peers and move up together. The third phase is where you will now get hired for that craft. And how you're going to get hired for that craft is because you worked on it. You did that craft with other professionals while you were on all these film sets. So to make this very clear to you, this is a process that I teach you guys in craft certification. First, it's just getting in the door, getting the opportunities to get these production jobs on professional film sets. Feature films, Netflix, music videos, interviews, it doesn't matter really. We just want to get in the door and build our resume, but most importantly, build our experience and our connections. The next phase is to be consistently on film sets, on Netflix sets, on MTV sets, on Warner Brothers sets, feature films, TV shows, commercials, music videos, consistently every single week. Doing production jobs, doing casting director assistant jobs, doing director assistant jobs, helping out with camera assistant jobs, working in reality TV, as well as commercials. So reality TV one day, commercials another day. So you're expanding your connections. So that is that next huge big phase where you're building a base of connections. That is the biggest phase, super important. Everybody's all enthralled with the first phase, which is just getting in the door, because they're like, I can't figure that out, and it's been 10 years. So yes, I'm going to help you get in the door, and then I'm going to help you build this base of connections, which will set you up for your entire career. Learning how to build connections is your career. Slam dunk. No connections, no career. You must learn how to build your career. There's a lot of methods as you work on these sets that I teach you that gets you connected, gets you following up with people, knowing what to do, what's appropriate, so that the doors open and that you keep opening them. You keep expanding your connections, and you get yourself referred all over the place. You have to know how to build your connections. You have to know what's appropriate to build your connections, to reach out to people and say things in the right way where you're not coming across as too desperate or too aggressive. So there's an art to it. That's why I call it the art of building your connections. And then the third phase is being there on sets all the time and moving into a craft. Okay, we've got a leaf blower that started up in the next yard. So I'm going to end this episode right here. But I think that you got what you need. No connections, no career. Learn how to build your connections, and you can do it with me helping you. It's the most important thing. You think it's your talent. It's all about your connections that makes your career. Okay, everybody? Have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. And if you want to take your career to the next level in the film industry, go to friendsinfilm.com/join. That's friendsinfilm.com/join. You can sign up for our mini course, learn about the A-list model, and then you can take it all the way and do the A-list program. So that's friendsinfilm.com/join. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, everybody.